Good evening, kids. So, in the 2019 paper, we have done the first 12 questions. So, we have the remaining 13 questions to be done. So, we'll start it immediately. I don't want to waste your time. So, the 13th question is on circle geometry. Question number 13 is on circle geometry. Theory 1. So the first theory is when we have a cyclic quadrilateral. What is a cyclic quadrilateral? Any quadrilateral when the four vertices sits on the circumference of the circle, we call it a cyclic quadrilateral. If this angle is A, this angle is B, this is C and this is D. What does the theory says is the sum of the opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral is supplementary. That means 180. The sum of the opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral is 180. That is the first theory we need. Theory number 2. That is also connected to circle geometry. When we have a circle and a quadrilateral which touches the circumference of a circle, then it's called a cyclic quadrilateral. And I extend one side out. This external angle, this external angle is equal to its internal opposite angle. The angles in the red are equal. The external angle is equal to its internal opposite angle. If I take another example, this angle here is equal to its internal opposite angle. This. How does the theory go? The external angle is equal to its internal opposite angle. So these are the two theories that will be helpful for us to solve this or to crack this question. So the answer. So what do we have here? I have a cyclic quadrilateral. Something like this. A, B, C, D, E. So what do I have? 70, 120, X and Y. How do I find X? X is what? The internal opposite angle of 70. That means what? C, B, E equals A, D, C. Why? Theorem 2. This theorem. here, done. Next one. Y plus 120 equals 180. Y, theorem 1. So y equals 60 degrees. As a practice, always highlight the final answer. Please highlight it, kids. Always highlight the final answer. Learn it from now itself. Question number 14. Data representation. One of the important sections, and this section will give you a minimum of 12 marks out of 100 in the entire paper. Data representation. So that is how important this section is. 12 marks out of 100 is a huge mark. Okay, almost 1/8 of the marks of your paper. So what do we have here? The students in a certain school who study the subjects art, dancing and music are represented by the pie chart. Okay. If the number of students who study music is 45, how many students study dancing? So what do we have? Here also is a circle. See, pie chart. Okay. Done. I have 90 degrees here. Done. And then this is 210 degrees. Done. 210. This is 90. Art, dance, music. The number of students who do music is 45. I need to find the students who do dancing. What do I know? Always the number of students or the data is proportional to the theta of the data. That means what? When the number of students in a certain category increase, the data also increases. Okay? If we have 100 students in total, if 50 students are doing dancing, that means out of 150 is half. Okay? So out of the total pie chart, the total angle is also we should keep out 50% or half. That means half of the circle. 50 students are coincided with 180 degrees, half. That is why those two are proportional. So here, number of data are proportional to the theta. So number of kids who do music is proportional to the theta of music, which is theta is 90. Sorry, number of students is 45. Theta is 90. That is 1. Next one. Number of students who do dance is proportional to the theta of students who do dance. Dance, I don't know still. 210 plus 90 is 300. So this is 60 degrees. So x is proportional to 60 degrees. This is 2. Do I have space? I write it here. 1 divided by 2. 45 over x equals 90 over 60. Cut by 32. Cut 15. So x equals 30. So the number of students who do dance is 30. You use the proportional equations and solve this question out. Progression. Question number 16 is on progress, or 15 is on progression. There are two types of progression: arithmetic and geometric. When a number pattern is connected with pluses or minuses, plus or minus, it's arithmetic. When it's connected with the multiplication or division, it's geometric. Clear? Good. In this, we have four main equations. One is to find the nth term of arithmetic progression. A plus n minus 1 b. Next one, Sn equals 2a plus n minus 1, sorry, n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1 b. In geometric, Tn equals ar n minus 1. Sn equals a 1 minus r to the power n 1 minus r. How you get the questions are, up to now, all the arithmetic progression questions are in part 2. Part 2b. The part 2b's question has always been using these two equations. Clear? And part 1 question, you get one question in part 1, and that question is always connected to this. Still, the summation of geometric progression has not been used for the past 6 years. Okay? So, if we are lucky enough, we will expect that we also won't get it. Clear? So, the part 1 question always uses the nth term of the geometric progression. In the arithmetic progression, the part 2, or both the questions or both the formulas will be used in part 2b question. So, arithmetic progression is for part 2, geometric progression is for part 1 up to now. So, we don't know how will it change. Give me a second. Oh, yes. Check one, check. Kids, is it clear now? Yes, perfect. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't see your messages. I'm extremely sorry. Okay. So, in progression, the part 2 is always based on arithmetic. This is an evaluation or analysis based on the past 6 years of past papers. Okay, I won't say you won't get arithmetic progression in part 2 at all, but all this time they haven't given a question on arithmetic progression, sorry, geometric progression. Always the part 2 question is based on arithmetic. Part 1 question has been based on geometric. That is how the question been given all this time. Okay. So we'll also think you will get the same. That's it. We'll always hope for the best. Life is about hope. Okay. So the answer. Express the sixth term, T6, in a geometric progression, 9, 27, 18, sorry, 81. As a power of 3. What do I first do? Identify the common ratio, T2 divided by T1. Common ratio is 27 divided by 9. Common ratio is 3. To find T6, Tn equals AR to the power n minus 1. T6 equals A is the first term, 9. And the common ratio is 3, 6 minus 1. 3 squared multiplied by 3 to the power 5. 3 to the power 2 plus 5, answer is 3 to the power 7. They are asking the answer as a power of 3. They don't want you to find the x or the simplified version of this. If they are asking only as a power of 3, so why do you want to complicate life? Leave it as it is. Some kids, they don't read the question properly and you write the final answer. You won't get marks just because they will see whether 3 to the power 7 is written. If not, you won't get the marks. Parallelogram. A very important section because the triangle geometry question is connected with parallelograms. We have 4 main properties of parallelograms. What is the first one? The opposite sides are equal. The next one, the opposite angles are equal. The next one, diagonal bisects each other. The diagonal bisects each other. And the next one, the diagonal bisects the area. This area is equal to the other one. These two areas are equal. What is the first one?
opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, diagonal bisects each other, and the diagonal bisects the area. Okay, those are the ones. Apart from this, we have another important one. This is very important when you are solving the part 2 question of triangle geometry. Why? Whenever they ask you to prove a quadrilateral is a parallelogram, you definitely have to use this. What is it? If you can prove one pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then it is a parallelogram. You have to say only one pair. Okay, it's either this or this. If you can prove one pair of the parallelogram or one pair of opposite sides are parallel and equal, then you can say it's a parallelogram. Now we'll go for the answer. Area of the triangle ABD. So there is a parallelogram. I need to draw it. ABCD. Okay. Area of ABD. ABD. This is the area. Area of ABD equals half the area of parallelogram ABCD. Yes. Why? The diagonal bisects the area. So the first one is correct. The second one, the diagonal BD bisects ADC. No one spoke about angle bisectors. There's no angle bisectors, okay? So we can't say this angle and this angle are equal. Even when you can say these two angles are not equal. Okay? So the second one is wrong. We only speak about this length bisecting. Okay? We never speak about angle bisectors. So if they are talking about angles being bisected, no. We don't take it up to us. Okay? Parallelograms never prove it. Question number 17. Least common multiple. So these are few, there are 5 out of the 25, 20 questions comes from the main sections we are talking about. So I have told you the main sections we are getting the questions from. So 20 questions come from the main sections. 5 questions just vary, like least common multiple, rate, a question from matrices, a question from trigonometry. Likewise, they have 6 to 7 sections. Out of those 6 to 7, you get 5 questions that is randomly given. Okay? Apart from that, the 20 questions that we are getting, apart from those 5, are fixed from which sections we are getting. Okay, keep that in mind. So we are mainly focusing on those sections even throughout the seminar, and even will be focused on the final seminar as well. Okay. So if we are taking the least common multiple, what we have is 3x squared, comma 6x, comma 2y. I will start dividing with what? The smallest prime number, 2. 3x squared, comma 3xy, comma y. I don't have anything to be divided by 2. I will go for 3. X squared, xy, comma y. No numbers, then algebraic expression, algebraic terms, x, y, y. Divide, again x, 1, y, y. Y or y squared, y. Y, 1, 1, 1. Until you get 1 in the bottom, you divide everything. So the LCM is 2 into 3, 6, 6 into x, x, 6 into 6x into x, x squared, y. So the answer is 6x squared, y. You always put a box for the final answer. Question number 18 is on what? Triangle geometry. Theory number 1. When we have a triangle and if two sides are equal, we call it an isosceles triangle. Okay? In an isosceles triangle, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. In an isosceles triangles, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So that is the isosceles triangle theorem. Theorem number 2. This one you know very well. Sorry, this is connected to circle geometry. My bad. When I have a circle with center O, if I have two radii, if I connect it on the other sector, let this angle be 2 theta. This is theta. So what does the theory says? Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. Angle at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. Center is double, at the circumference is that. Similarly, this will take several shapes. This can also be something like this. This can be something like this. This can be something like this. This can be something like this. And this can be something like this as well. Okay? If this is 2A, this is A. Angle at the center, if this is 2B, angle at the circumference is B. Angle at the center is 2C. Angle at the circumference is C. Angle at the center is 2Y. Angle at the circumference is Y. Similar to that, angle at the center, let it be 2Z. But the speciality is, this is a straight line, passes through the center. We call it a diameter. A diameter is a straight line. So in a diameter, the angle, in a straight line, the angle is 180. What does the theory says? Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. If this is 80, this is 90, half of 180. That's why we call the semicircle angle as a right angle. This is derived from this. That is how it is derived. We'll go for the answer. Sorry. What is the first thing you need to understand? This is O. A and B are at the circumference. What are A and B? Radius. If those are radius, what is this? 55 degrees. Why? Isosceles triangle theorem. When there are two sides equal, the angles opposite to the two sides are equal. If this is 55, this angle is also 55. If we take this as a separate triangle, we'll take AB. +55 plus 55, 110. 80. If that is 70, what is x? X equals half of 70, 35 degrees. Why? Angle subtended at the center is twice the angle subtended at the circumference. So here, if I start writing BAO equals ABO. Why? Theory 1. So ABO equals 55 degrees. The next one, by triangle AOB. Angle AOB equals 70 degrees. Next, AOB equals 2 times X. Why? Theorem 2. So X equals 35 degrees. Question number 19. Angle of elevation and angle of depression. Yes, during our days, we heard depression only from here. None of our friends saw we had depression. So this is under scale diagram. Okay, so okay. Sorry kids. So two vertical pillars AB and CD are located on a level ground. AB and CD. I have A, B, C, and D is here. Okay. And there is a line that is drawn. So, when observed from D means my eye is at D. Okay, so I'm standing like this and my eye level is here. So D is here. Okay, straight. The angle of elevation of B. So when I'm standing like this, okay, if B is somewhere up, from this level I look up. When my eye is here, from here I will start looking up. So this is the angle of elevation, which is 42 degrees. From the zero level, I start looking up. From the zero level, I start looking down. This is the eye level, straight. The angle of depression of A is 58. From here, if I start looking down, this is 58. From the zero level, I look down. From this level, I look down. So from here, from my eye level, I look down. So from that is depression. From my eye level, if I look up, that is elevation. So that is the angle of depression and angle of elevation. Question number 20 is on probability. One of the other important sections which will give you probability connected together will give you 12 marks out of 100 from your whole paper. That is almost 1/8 of the marks. Percentages, data representation, and sets and probability. All three sections will give you 12 marks out of 100. Probability. One question from probability is a must. You definitely will get this question. Okay. A bag contains 35 identical marbles. The total number or total number in the sample space is 35. A certain number of them are white while the rest are black. If the probability of a marble picked randomly from the bag being black is 5/7, probability of black is 5/7. How many black marbles are there in the bag? So what is the probability? Probability of B means number of black marbles divided by number of total marbles. Basics. So this is 5/7 equals number of marbles, black marbles divided by total is 35. Number of black equals 5/7 multiplied by 35. Cut 5. So number of black marbles are 25. Always put a box for the final answer. Box for the final answer. #21. It's the direct theory. The first theory you study in circle geometry. Question number 21, okay, done. The theory is we have a circle with center O. What we do is, I take a chord AB. What I do is, I will measure the length and mark the center as X. This is equal to this. That's the midpoint. Clear? So when I connect the midpoint of the circle, the center of the circle with the midpoint of the chord, it will be 90 degrees or perpendicular. So what is the theory? O is the center of the circle. AB is a chord. X is the midpoint of AB. Then OX is perpendicular to AB. That is the theory. Now what is the question? They are asking the theory. Fill in the blanks. The straight line joining the center of a circle to the dash of a chord, but to the midpoint of a chord. As the first blank. Midpoint of the chord of the circle is dash to the Code. Perpendicular. First dash is midpoint, second dash is perpendicular. Fill in the blanks. The next one, matrices, 2022 matrices. A good section, but if it's too late, forget about it. That's all I would say. Set A or matrix A. Let it be A1, A2, A3, A4. This is 2 by 2. Okay, I'll go with the basics. Order is number of rows multiplied by number of columns, RC. Number of rows is 1, number of columns is 2. I'll take B. B1, B2. Rows into columns. Number of rows is 2, number of columns is 1. Now let them ask AB. Before answering, I should always check whether the last digit of A, they are asking AB, last of A, number of columns in A and number of rows in B should be the same. This and this should be the same. If they are not the same, you can't multiply. If this is 1 and this is 2, those two matrices cannot be multiplied. To multiply, the number of columns and number of rows has to be the same. When you multiply them, the remaining 1 by 1, that is the answer you will get. In order to multiply, number of columns and number of rows has to be the same. After you multiply, the remaining number of rows and number of columns will be the answer you get. The first one, A into B. So what we get is, so I'll write it again and give the answer. A1, A2 multiplied by B1, B2. So the answer we get is A1 multiplied by B1 plus A2 multiplied by B2. So if you add this, you will get only 1. That's why it's 1 by 1. Multiplication is done like this. A1 into B1, A2 into B2. Similarly, for what we have got, three, 1, minus 1, 2, multiplied by 2 minus 1, minus 1, 1. 5 minus 4, 3 and x. Okay. I need this value. To find this value, I need to multiply the number of rows here and the number of columns here. So what I should multiply is 3, 1 minus 1, 1. 3 into minus 1, 1 into 1. Plus 1 by 1. Minus 3 plus 1, answer is minus 2. So x equals minus 2. I took this because I know these are the two, because that is the common one. Here, this and this. So this section is common for both. That is how we decide. That coincides for x. If you still are not sure about matrices, don't go and learn new stuff in the last month. If you can't handle it, just leave it and forget about it. There are certain sacrifices you have to do to attain something bigger. Okay? So that is the sacrifice. If you are not sure about this, leave it. Okay? Because only this section is not going to decide whether you are going to get an A or not. Okay? If you are still unsure about it, forget. That's it. You have to trust, or you have to believe, you have to accept the fact that you don't know. Then even if you get a question in the exam like this, that's okay with you. If you don't accept that you don't know, only you go to the exam and panic. Oh, I know it, I can do it, but I couldn't do it. No, I didn't know, I didn't have time, so I didn't study. So even in the exam, if you get it, okay, I didn't study, so that's fine. I know it, so you won't panic. You should accept the fact that you don't know it. If you are not going to go through, or if you think it's too late, don't spend 5 or 6 hours learning this. According to the past 6 years of 8 years of paper, maximum 1 marks out of 100. One question in part 1A out of the 25 questions only. If you think you don't know, leave it, forget it, go to the next other 99 marks where you can get them easily. That's all I would say. Question number 23 is under sets. From the group of students who are represented, so we did the sets seminar today. So seminar was, we were unable to complete the seminar. There was some incidents that happened in Colombo. So because of that, so I will keep the seminar again for Colombo kids. For Kandy, we will be having the seminar tomorrow on sets from 3:30 to 6:30. Okay? So sets. From the group of students who are represented in the Venn diagram, the sets of students who like mathematics is represented by A, and the set of students who like science is represented by B. In the Venn diagram, shade the region that represents the students who like only one of these two subjects. Is enough. Only one of these two subjects. Very direct question, kids. B and A. Sets. Only one of these two subjects. Only maths, only science. You don't need any other logical explanation for this. Next one, 24th. A distance type graph is given below that represents the motion. This is under the section, but not graph. This is one of those sections which I told you get 5 questions. Someone is asking about the recording. The recording will be uploaded in YouTube and I will share the link in the group. Okay? So, rate. This is one of those 5 sections which I told you will get separate questions. Rate, matrices, LCM, I can't quickly get the sections. So there are a few sections, you get some extra or additional questions. Out of that, all the 20 questions, apart from that, the 20 questions that is apart will be completely covered in the main sections that I have talked about. Measurements, percentages, sets and probability, data representation, triangle geometry, circle geometry, algebraic equations, fractions, and progression. These 9 sections, enough for you to get 90 marks out of 100. Okay. Rate. Speed equals distance divided by time. So here what they are asking is, which part of the graph represents the motor vehicle traveling with the greater speed? Okay. So from A to B, the speed. Speed of AB. The distance is from A to B. It has traveled 120 kilometers in 2 hours. That is 60 kilometers per hour. From B to C, it has traveled 0 kilometers for 1 hour. That means the vehicle is stationary. Vehicle is stationary. From C to D, it has traveled 120 kilometers in 3 hours. 240 minus 120 kilometers in 3 hours. 40 kilometers per hour. So the speed is highest from A to B. Answer for the first one is A to B. Or the next one. And what is the speed? Second one is 60 kilometers per hour. Twenty-fifth, as usual, constructions. What do I have? I have RS, point P, five meters. Okay. A portion of the locus of a point that moves at a constant distance of 5 meters from the point P is indicated in the arc in the sketch. Okay. The straight line RS is at a distance of 7 meters from P. So the gap here is 7 meters. Okay. Indicate by a sketch on this figure how the point on the arc, which are at distance of 5 meters from the straight line RS, also are found. So that means the point should move at 5 meters from here. This is 7, this is 2. So 5 is in between. Okay. The theory is when there is a line, okay, when there is a fixed line, and if a point has to travel at an equal distance from that point, the path is always what? Path is a parallel line to it. It can be up or it can be down. Then only the gap is constant. H, 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 H. So I should draw a line at 5 centimeters. So what I do, I will cut here, keep 5, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, and I will connect it at 5 meters. So here and here are the 2 points which are at 5 meters from RS. Five meters from here, that's it. Don't keep set squares, don't keep rulers and do this question. They are telling you by using the knowledge of construction, do it. You just do it, that's it. Don't use set squares or rulers and do this question. Okay. So we have completed the 2019 paper as well. Okay. The same thing that I say every day. Don't get stressed or don't get panicked about the examination. This is not a life deciding or a career deciding examination. It's just another examination for you to get into A levels. Okay? Enjoy each and every moment that you spend with your friends. Enjoy going to final seminars. Enjoy going to seminars. Enjoy the time. Group studies. Do group studies as much as possible. If the day is very hectic, if the day is full of classes, at night, at least get 1 or 2 friends and do group studies, so that you won't sleep and waste the time. Okay, do some past paper questions. Don't memorize stuff, do some past paper questions, at least you will cover something. Okay, without sleeping, do it. And the other thing, don't get feared for the exam. The most important thing on the final month is keeping up your confidence throughout. If you can't handle something, if you think that you are learning something new, leave it. Don't learn anything new in the final month. The thing is, whatever you couldn't do for the last 2 years, you won't be able to do it within 1 month. You need to accept the fact. Okay? And you don't need 99 marks or 100 marks to get an A. 75 is enough. Okay? So I'm not telling you to focus on the 75. You need to accept the fact that you need to do some sacrifices to gain something big. Don't waste hours and hours or days and days on questions or sections that have less marks. Okay? Focus on which are the sections that have higher marks and spend time accordingly. Give a weightage for that. Clear? And the next thing, don't get stressed about the examination. What I always say, oya kiyana tarang yaka kalu naha. Okay? The exam is very easy and the exam is something you can handle. It's just the ordinary level examination. Clear? So, don't get exhausted with the examination. Enjoy studying and go to the exam with confidence, do it and come. If you don't know something, accept the fact I didn't know, I didn't have time, so I didn't know. It's fine. I did maximum of whatever I knew. That is the confidence. You need to accept it. As long as you don't accept it, you're going to lose. You need to accept, I couldn't do it because I didn't have time to finish it. That's it. Okay? Whatever you know, polish it up properly. Even you might know 1 or 2 things. I have proved measurements, percentages, sets and probability will only give you how many? 42. You're passed. There's no question about failing maths. It's about whether it's a A or a B. Okay? So focus on the important things and work accordingly. Oya kiyana tarang yaka kalu naha. Okay? I hope everyone understands it. Okay, kids. Have a great night. So all the best. Work hard and work smart. Most important thing is working smart. Okay? So work smart and get it done. Another 1.5 months, done and dusted. After that, you're free. Okay? So have a great night. I'll catch you up next week with the 2020 paper. See you. Have a great night, kids.